Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
New Amsterdam Vodka is an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the only exceptionally smooth vodka that is 5 times distilled, 3 times filtered, and rated 93 points. New Amsterdam believes wins big and small become legendary when you celebrate them with your crew. So here's to the blue, white, and gold, the Memphis grit and grind, and reliving winning moments big and small with Tennessee's favorite basketball team. New Amsterdam Vodka. Find your wins.
Azzy's making money thanks to the new CBA.
Incredible stuff.
Her
good stuff.
Rookie contract. She is projected to make $500,000 this year, and just in comparison, Paige made $78,000 last year, and Caitlin Clark made $76,000.
Anytime we get workers getting paid what they're worth, I'm all for it.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies, take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP?
Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz Gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years!
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
Here, my name is Gary Parrish, speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio. We're at FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're not an Atlanta Hawks fan, because if so, you had to watch your favorite basketball team get humiliated last night in a way a basketball team had never previously been humiliated in the NBA playoffs. History was made last night in Atlanta. It was not good for Atlanta. We'll dive in momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. Next segment, around 10:20, Jessica Benson is going to join me. She, of course, host of the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Weekdays, 8 a.m., Grind City Media. She'll pop in studio. I'll chop it up with her. JB will be here in the next segment. Finish talking to her, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we will discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories, among them Tylik Weeks, a 6'7" transfer from Southern Miss. He has reportedly committed to the University of Memphis. He averaged a bunch of points last season for the Golden Eagles. I'll give you the numbers. We'll do that in about 40 minutes. Page 6 is now reporting that Diana Russini did not actually rescue anybody following a car crash in the days after she was more or less forced to resign from The Athletic after them pictures were published and her story made no sense. Sounds like a bad PR stunt turned, like, just blew up in their face. This woman has had a rough few weeks. I'll update you on that situation. We'll do it in just a bit. ESPN is reportedly pleased and enthusiastic about the possibility of Stephen A. Smith getting involved in its partnership with WWE. Wrestling fans seem less enthusiastic. We'll discuss that a little later on in the show. Caitlin Clark played a home game with the Indiana Fever last night for the first time in 10 months. She had to leave it early. I'll update you on her situation. We'll do that in the third segment. And the man who is accusing his superior at JP Morgan of making him her sex slave has been publicly identified. Oh, we now got a name. We got a picture. We will revisit the wildest story on the internet during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout, and we will call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start in the association because day 13 of the 2026 NBA playoffs, it's in the books after 3 more games were played last night in Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Minneapolis. We had 3 Game 6s last night in the NBA. The result of those 3 Game 6s will only be 1 Game 7. Credit the Sixers for delivering at home. Final score, Philadelphia 106, Boston 93. Jason Tatum left early with left calf discomfort. That's not great. Reportedly, he's still going to be good to go for Saturday's Game 7. So it'll be Sixers, Celtics, TD Garden, 6:30 tomorrow night. The winner will advance to a second-round best-of-7 series against the Knicks, and that's because, Timothy Chalamet's favorite basketball team humiliated the Hawks last night in downtown Atlanta. The final score, and this is where we're going to settle in for a minute, Knicks 140, Hawks 89. I repeat, 140-89. And it really wasn't even that close. Unprecedented stuff happened last night. State Farm Arena, the Knicks were up 83-36 at the half. Jesus. Up 47 at the break. In the history of the NBA, there have been 4,503 postseason games as of last night. 4,503. Nobody had ever been up or down by that many points at the half in any of them until what happened last night. Big Bet Bennett's good to see you on a Friday morning. What'd you make of what happened last night in downtown Atlanta?
Yeah, because I was wondering like how bad it got in that game 1 of Grizzlies Thunder last year.
It sure felt bad.
Not even close to that. It did feel bad. So at least we're not even close to the record at this point. That's good.
Imagine how bad you felt. I believe it was on Easter a year ago. Mm. And that's not even as bad as Hawks fans should have felt last night.
Right. I would say I would feel pretty sick if I was a Hawks fan, and here's why. You've got a fun team that, like, coming into the playoffs it's kind of like, okay, like, we'll see what happens. But, like, this thing, we traded Trae Young. We're kind of ahead of schedule. The problem is the guy who's not contributing at all for this team was the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft 2 years ago in Zachary Ricochet. And so if I'm a Hawks fan, I'm just like, man, like, it feels like we got a good thing going, but, like, we really needed this guy to be a part of it, because that's just going to, if you don't hit on the number 1 pick in the draft, that's going to set you back a little bit.
Once upon a time, you might remember, this franchise did not hit on the number 2 pick in the draft.
Correct. Never had the number 1, right.
Never had the number 1. Grizzlies.
Hopefully that changes this year.
Oh, man.
Be sick.
Never had the number 1 pick. Never been in the NBA Finals. Only franchise in the NBA that can say both of those things. Your Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, with Ricochet, okay, so, like, I went back and looked at that draft, that 24 draft, and, like, that's going to go down as a bad draft,
yes.
probably.
And we knew it going into it.
That's
why he was picked first.
But, dude, the thing is, like, you look at some guys that were taken after him, like, you'd rather have Alex Sarr, you'd rather have Reed Shepherd,
you'd rather have everybody.
Castle, you'd rather have Klingon, you'd rather have Edey, rather have Jared McCain.
Yeah.
Like,
you'd rather have a bunch.
You'd rather have taken anybody that just could be a, rotation player for you, because he's not. And, like, I heard Vernon talking a lot yesterday on a show about guys, that some guys it just takes longer. Maybe it's going to take this guy longer. He even kind of alluded to he was taken aback by how different the NBA game is than in Europe. But they don't have time to wait for that. Atlanta's not going to be able to wait 6 years for him to become a piece for them. They'll have to move on from him.
Well, I mean, they're not waiting for him to live up to the responsibilities that come with being the number 1 pick in a draft.
Yeah.
They're waiting for him to crack a rotation.
Right.
He stinks. I mean, he can't play.
Right.
Like, he can't get on the court. He barely played. The entire series, he barely played. So that's a huge problem. But that is not the problem last night. Like, we knew going into it. Right. He wasn't going to play last night.
That's right.
They were still going to throw dudes out on the court, and it was supposed to be a competitive basketball game. And right from the jump, it just wasn't. I mean, and then Jalen Brunson takes out Boozy sitting courtside. The Hawks were down 49 points. Boozy gets taken out. They lose by 47. Can you imagine buying courtside tickets to a Game 6? Because this is Boozy. This is what he did last night. He bought courtside tickets to a Game 6 to watch his favorite basketball team. Put on a good chain. I mean, it's a good chain. And then before you can even settle in with a drink, you're down 40-15 after one quarter, 83-36 at the half. You lose the game by 51, and you get trucked by the other team's starting point guard. That's a rough night all around. Kyra, let's watch Jalen Brunson take out a rapper sitting courtside. You see this?
Ball, and they have been loud and raucous from the beginning. Ananobi, a rare miss tonight.
Look at that score.
He hit 10 of his first 11.
Now look at Boozy. He's on the ground.
Oh, my God.
Having some fun with somebody I hope he knows.
He's hurt.
Oh, dang, he tore his ACL.
Little Boosie. Are you a big fan? Big fan, Mike?
I'm glad you
Mike Green has no clue who that
idea.
is. I hope he doesn't.
No idea. That could have been Boozy or Wayne.
Yeah.
that could have been Moneybag. Anybody. Mike Breen was never going to figure that out.
Yep.
But a producer gets in somebody's ear real quick and says, "Oh, no. I saw Boozy at the airport
You did?
like a few months ago. We were just checking our bags together."
He got honored with something recently.
He should get honored with everything.
I saw him getting emotional. I don't remember. I wish I knew what it was. I saw the video of it like this morning. I love him, man. He is great. Legitimately funny and just a great personality.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Like I don't need him as a rapper, really, but I need him.
I'll mess with him. Yeah.
I need him making videos.
Yeah.
I need him making videos into his phone.
Yeah.
I don't need to listen to a Boozy album in the year 2026. But oh, buddy, if he'll point his phone at his face and start talking, I'll listen to that every time. It's good to see him at the airport. I hope he's not limping today. So the Knicks destroyed the Hawks. And then the Sixers upset the Celtics. And then we settled in.
That.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
I said the Sixers are going to win last night, and the Celtics are going to blast them in Game 7.
Well,
that's exactly what's going to happen. Just wait.
Can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
So then we settle in for a Game 6 late last night. Timberwolves Nuggets. And now Denver season is over. Final score, T-Wolves 110, Nuggets 98. Minnesota was without last night 3 of its top 6 scores from the regular season, specifically Anthony Edwards, Ayo Dosunmu, and Dante DiVincenzo. And that's among the reasons they were 7.5-point underdogs at tip-off, even at home. Regardless, Mike Conley and his teammates prevailed, most notably because of Jaden McDaniels, who called the entire Denver franchise terrible defenders early in the series, and then last night torched them. 32 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, incredible defense.
Shuts down Jamal Murray, too, yeah.
In 45 minutes. So now we get Spurs Timberwolves in a best-of-7 series. That one's going to start Monday. And now Denver, they got some big decisions to make. Michael Pina covers the NBA for The Ringer. He's joined us on the show before. He asked the following question. He was there last night. He asked the following question this morning. Did Denver's championship window close last night? How would you answer that?
I don't necessarily think so. I went back and looked at when they won the championship in 22-23, and like it's a lot of the same cast of characters. I think like the one misstep that they probably made was when they lost. I can't think of his name. Back problem. Michael
Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, when they lost Michael Porter Jr., they thought that they were going to replace that production with Christian Brown.
He stinks.
And it just hasn't worked out. Like
5 years, 125 is what they gave him. It's a bad contract
gave him a big contract that's a bad contract. You know, and he was coming off the bench and being productive in that championship year. And so he was like, okay, we'll replace him. You know, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was a big contributor in that starting lineup that championship year. And like, you know, they gave Cam Johnson a lot of money to come there.
Bad contract?
Probably a bad contract. I mean, I can't sit here and say that, like, they should have never done that because, like, I was at one point a guy that was like, oh, I'd like to get in the Cam Johnson business. That'd be great. In retrospect, no, I would not want to.
We used to throw around names like Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Cam Johnson, and they are not all the same.
Right, correct. So, like, they still have, obviously, one of the best players in the world, a 3-time MVP. Jamal Murray didn't have a great series, but he's been great in the playoffs before with that team. Aaron Gordon has too. I wonder if like age and injuries might have just caught up with him though. So I think they could get it back, but like you said, they're in a tough spot with some bad contracts right now.
The problem for them is that when you are favored to win a series, a first-round series, even when your opponent has Anthony Edwards and Donte DiVincenzo healthy, which is where we were when this thing started, and then you lose that series, when those two aren't available and another top 6 scorer on your opponent's team is not available, and then you lose that series, and you start looking forward, you get older, you get more expensive, and the big things that are in front of you in terms of championship window, it ain't even the Timberwolves that we're really talking about. It's the Spurs and the Thunder that are both younger and better already.
Yep.
You're about to get older and more expensive because reportedly they're going to offer Jokic probably the max extension this summer. He'll take it. And that just makes everything more expensive. They're already in the luxury tax. Peyton Watson headed for restricted free agency. Can you afford to keep him? Somebody's going to put an offer sheet in front of him.
Right.
I mean, they've got real, big money problems. The good news is that
They've also got a Minnesota Timberwolves problem. That has been their Achilles heel.
So this would be the other side of the argument. The other side of the argument would be you just won 54 games, best offense in the NBA, best player in the world. And if you would have been healthy, I know they weren't healthy, but you weren't healthy either. And if you'd have been healthy, maybe that's the difference. And either way, that thing is just a bad matchup for you.
Yeah.
You don't start making big blow it up decisions based off of all those variables that might not be in place next postseason.
Right.
And I get that. And I think that's probably the right conclusion to reach. But for whatever it's worth, Michael Pina's a smart guy. He covers the NBA for the Ringer, and he at least proposed the idea this morning. Would it be crazy for Denver just to let it be known, if anybody else wants to get in the Nikola Jokic business or the Jamal Murray business, you at least listen, because the alternative to letting somebody else get in that business is you staying in this business at an incredible price as he ages, and it becomes just impossible to put anything of note around him. They barely have any draft picks going forward. So you can stay in the Nikola Jokic business, which is what they will probably do. And let me be clear, what I would probably do as well. But you really do handcuff yourself in a variety of ways. And if you really are thinking about, and this is what NBA franchises mostly tell you, thinking about championships, well, then how can you reasonably envision one with an aging star and a supporting cast that isn't going to be good enough, because what you have right now probably isn't good enough, and you're not going to be able to afford to keep even what you got right now.
Yeah, I would assume that they are going to think about this like the Warriors think about Steph Curry.
Yeah, I agree.
We are just going to try, as long as this dude is performing the way he performs, we are going to, everybody else up for grabs, we are going to try to make it a great team for this dude as long as we possibly can.
That's the right thing, I think. I am open to all of the conversations. I'll listen to any of the arguments, particularly when they come from smart people like Michael. But I think ultimately, you put me in charge, make me make the decision. We're just going to stay in the Nikola Jokic business. We're not going to be the franchise that says winning 54 games with an amazing offense and the best player in the world, that's not good enough.
Right.
You start saying that's not good enough, you know what happens next? You ain't even that anymore.
Right.
You ain't even that anymore. It's okay to be good. And if I were them, I'd try to stay that way with him and then hope next postseason, you're a little healthier than you were this postseason. Hope next postseason the matchups are a little more favorable. I get it, because there's a counter argument to all of this saying, what is more favorable than playing the Timberwolves without Anthony Edwards, Ayo Dosunmu, and Donte DiVincenzo?
Right, nothing.
Right.
Yeah,
I got that. They were a 7.5-point favorite last night. They were not supposed to lose that game. They were not supposed to lose a series. But sometimes stuff like this happens. It was the worst playoff series of Jokic's career.
Yeah, it was.
He averaged a 25-point triple-double. But you put your eyes on it, he was not amazing. He just wasn't. And he got eliminated. His team got eliminated by a team missing its best player. None of that's good. But sometimes this kind of stuff happens. And I think if you start just blow it all up because that happened, you look up and you wonder in 6 months, what do we do?
Right.
We get that out of your head. Get the last 6 games we played out of our head. What we had before that was a 54-win team with an MVP candidate. It could be worse.
Yes.
It could definitely be worse. Get Jessica Benson in here next.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball. But the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. A class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Each challenge is unique, so each game plan is customized to identify opportunity and the path to victory. It's true in basketball, it's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle with personalized planning and advice. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by May 30th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Kevin Garnett returned to Minnesota. How awesome was this?
Look at this.
That's love right there.
When he walks in, and they brought him out of the tunnel. They're like, welcome back. They played like a tribute video.
That's the reason why guys like TA and them are here, bro.
It's the best.
You want to see the OGs back showing love.
It's the best. That is the best. Nothing has felt more wrong than Kevin Garnett not being a part of that.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Built Ford Tough studio, and on Fridays in the second segment, I'm joined by Jessica Benson. She is the host of the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, weekdays 8 a.m., Grind City Media. Jessica Benson, how are you?
I'm great.
Are you great? What makes you so great on this Friday?
I have my favorite coffee in the world.
What would be your favorite coffee in the world?
Comeback Coffee.
It's what is it?
Comeback Coffee, which was previously a coffee shop here in Memphis, and they closed.
Oh, no.
But they kept operation, so they still make their product. They have this thing called a coffee soda that they sell at a lot of...
Had that.
It's good, right?
It is good.
It's good. And they're doing a pop-up today.
Okay.
With these fun little drinks that have Lucky Charms on the top, so that was exciting. But they're doing it with Wu-Tang Clan. And so Wu-Tang Clan is using their space for the next 3 days to do this pop-up bodega experience around Riverbeat. And there's going to be DJ sets and merchandise and a tribute to hip-hop, and it's awesome.
You're looking forward to it.
I love when things like this happen, especially in the downtown community.
I used to...
As the queen of downtown.
This used to be my favorite weekend of the year, every year. And
I genuinely get so excited for it.
It used to be my...
I love it.
I guess it's just the way life works. This used to be the thing I look forward to and the thing that I enjoyed the most. And I won't experience any of it probably.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I'm giddy about it. The clouds have cleared. The weather's supposed to be pretty nice now. It looked like it was going to rain. That was going to be a bummer.
I remember. Benny, you remember what it's like to be giddy?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get down at some point because Jenna hooked it up because she's awesome. And I'm going to try to get down and see the Wu-Tang Clan.
How about that? Hall of Fame.
On Saturday.
Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers.
Rock
I wish
and
we
roll
could blend
Hall of
Sunday
Famers.
and Saturday, if I'm being honest. I wish T-Pain was on the same day as Wu-Tang Clan, specifically T-Pain and Wale being on the same day as Wu-Tang, but it's okay.
Who are you most looking forward to seeing? Why?
I'm a massive T-Pain fan.
How did you become a massive T-Pain?
My most listened. Okay, I grew
Hold
up
up.
in the
Your
2000s.
most listened to anything is T-Pain?
Whatever year ago, his live album.
Yeah, I know. And that got
was my most
buzz. I got
was
that.
my most listened to album of the year.
People love that.
His cover of War Pigs by Black Sabbath is like the best cover I've ever heard in my life.
If you need to listen to a song when you work out,
it's so
that
great.
cover will like drive you through a wall. It makes me so excited.
T-Pain doing Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, it's so good.
All right.
It's so good.
Anyway, I loved T-Pain before that. I think I won like a child, a young adult of the early to mid 2000s. Like you have, Buy You a Drink, Sprung, I'm in Love with a Stripper, like the classics, right? Like those are songs that I'm listening when I'm going to parties, when I'm going out. Those are either songs that I listen to while getting ready or once I got to the spot. And so I had an affinity towards that. And then at some point I learned that he wasn't just an auto-tune king. Like he had a good voice and he had a lot of like musicality to him. And I just became fascinated with T-Pain. So I've wanted to see T-Pain live for a long time.
So you're like fired
and I'm,
up.
Genuinely fired up for it, yes.
Well, I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
It used to be a fun weekend for me. I like you, when I was young, like you, I lived downtown. And we would turn it into a whole thing. Like people, like our apartment would become like home base, and people would just like crash out all weekend, and it was a party. It was a party from Friday afternoon until I can just remember. By the time you get to Sunday night,
you're exhausted.
I have a vivid memory of after everything's over on Sunday night of like limping to Blue City. And I was like, I'm going to sit down. I don't even remember who I was with.
Eat some ribs.
I'm going to sit down and just eat the most food I can eat and then try to fall asleep in my apartment. And if I never wake up, that's fine.
That's how
if I
am
never
when we
wake
get
up,
to the end of,
you know what? If I never wake up, that's fine with me at this point.
By the end of Barbecue Fest,
yes,
that's where I'm at.
They're both of them.
You've had this, and then you have a 1 weekend off.
Yeah.
And then Barbecue Fest is the next week. And this is the first year Chris has joined a team for Barbecue Fest. So, now we have responsibilities.
What are your?
I don't know.
I used to be like. I used to loosely be on a barbecue team.
We have bummed off teams for so long. Yeah. I'm not good at that. Like Barbecue Fest really tests me because I'm not a mooch. Like I get viscerally uncomfortable using people for food, beverage, tent, whatever. Right. And it reached a point last year where I was like, we've been doing this now for 10 years. You got to join a team, buddy.
Okay, well, first...
and it's on you, husband. I can't.
I understand the sentiment. Here's what I would tell you. Because I have that same sort of level of, I'm just uncomfortable. Like
I'm so too self-aware.
I am uncomfortable asking for things.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like to ask for anything. But what I have taught myself to remember is that when people ask you, I will never end up at a place, like, you ready for this? I will never end up at a place I'm not invited.
Yeah.
I don't just pop into places. In fact, I feel like if I'm not invited,
I'm not supposed to be there.
It actually means you don't want me there. And I know that's not what it means, but that's
how you feel.
That is the way I interpret that. If you don't invite me, it actually means you would rather me not be there. Yes. So I'm not going to show up.
Yes.
But I have now taught myself to, when people actually invite me somewhere, they want me to have the best time I could possibly have. And they want me to grab that drink, grab that food. And so I'm now more comfortable than I used to be.
Oh God, our first year because we were both in local news and we had both been reached out to by fans of local news where they were like, come by our tent, come by on Friends and Family Day, come by. And we're like, okay. And that day is like one of my top 5 Memphis days of my life. Like we just had the best. We ended that night walking into some Team Japan tent and they were feeding us like teriyaki beef straight off the grill and they put kimonos on us, which in hindsight, appreciation, not appropriation, but like it was just one of the, like, how did we get here? How do we live in Memphis? We're at this weird barbecue festival on the river and we're now in a tent full of people from Japan who came over for said festival and are now feeding us meat. I was on a pony at one point.
Yeah, if you ain't ever looked up in the middle of a barbecue festival and been like,
how did I get here?
How did I get here? Then you ain't done it right.
We ate a piece of like fat from something that I think about it was the most delicious thing I think I've ever tasted.
So I've had a million of those. There was one Friends and Family night. So I was loosely connected to a team for years.
Okay.
But I didn't do anything. I made it very clear. I will say, if you need me to say I'm on your team, I'll say it. But I will not do anything. Yeah. I'm not watching something. I'm not carrying anything.
I cannot be responsible for leaving and coming back.
I'm not helping you build something. Oh. I'm not helping you tear anything down. I'll be there. And if you want to hear a story, I'll tell you one. but that's...
Everybody gather around the campfire. It's time for Gary to tell everybody a story.
If you don't think that's exactly how it happens...
That's hysterical.
If you don't think that is my experience...
That is your life?
Yes.
That's amazing.
If you don't think that's my life, that's my life.
You do parties?
No, not anymore.
Can I rent Gary for my next party?
You wouldn't want to.
You're right. Nope.
You wouldn't want
Wrong.
to. You wouldn't. I'm not as fun as
I use that. You're not even giddy for Riverbeat anymore. You've lost your edge.
You know what you do? Like you wonder. Like there was a time in my life where you could have looked at me and you just said, "You gonna do this forever?" And I'd have said, "Man, are you crazy? How would you not do this forever? This is the most fun you can possibly have. It's all my friends, and you got like it's the river, and it's food, and it's drinks, and it's I'll do this and I ain't done it in years.
Man, it's one of the things that scares me the most about like what's ahead.
I don't know that it happens to everybody, but it has definitely happened to me.
Yeah,
like
I think it happens to most.
Yeah,
I think it happens to a lot.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I just don't.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I have friends who live in other states. Like, true, I mean, I know, I'm not saying this from a like, yay, cheerlead Memphis, here goes Jess again on her downtown BS. But I have friends who live in New York and LA and Denver and Chicago and Portland. And they are constantly telling me, they're like, it looks like you have so much fun. You're always doing something with your friends. And I'm like, yeah, there's this great community in Memphis, and like if you have friends and there are things for you guys to go do.
Sure.
And we all live downtown, so we all walk to do it, so we don't have to worry about Ubers or driving or getting in trouble. Like we're just walking through our neighborhood going to watch Wu-Tang Clan on a Saturday night, and then we'll walk back to one of our places and maybe we'll go to Bar Dog and get some chicken fingers or Blue City Cafe or wherever it may be.
I used to do all that.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Now I just sit in a chair mostly.
Do you have a recliner?
Yes.
Oh, Bennett, do you have a recliner?
No.
Hell yeah.
Yes. I sit in my recliner.
That's the right answer.
No.
Way to hold on, Bennett.
I do not.
I just sit in my recliner. That's all I do.
Is it a lazy boy?
I don't know what brand. Do you know what it actually is?
Is it tattered?
No, it's perfectly...
My dad's recliner growing up, like the staples were coming out of it, but he was so dedicated to that recliner, we kept it for a long time.
No, I think it's a perfectly reasonable leather recliner.
Okay.
We have a couple. There's a matching...
Oh, a multiple recliner house.
We have a multiple recliner house. Okay. Yeah. So I just sit there mostly. While you are out having fun, I'm just sitting there. Mostly. But I'm thinking back to like friends and family night. Yeah. So I was loosely on a team, but I didn't have all the...
You were the team storyteller.
Yeah, I was just, if you needed a story, I swear to God, like, I'm not even going to tell you all my... I'm trying to, in my head right now, figure out what stories are appropriate and what stories are not.
Yes.
So I remember friends and family night, and you got to have like a special kind of something.
It's like a wristband.
Or they'll kick you out of the thing at a certain time. And I didn't have that something. And there wasn't one readily available. And somebody said, hey, why don't you? And it was like me and whoever I was with. I don't remember. There was maybe 4 of us. And they were like, why don't you guys just, when they come around to check, hide in the porta potty? They won't check the porta potty.
I've done that before.
Okay. So it was like,
and it worked.
Okay. So it was like hide in the porta potty. But then it was like, well, when are they coming? Because you can't wait for them to get there to jump in the porta potty.
Right.
So you have to plan.
You have to plan ahead.
So it's like, just settle into the porta potty and we'll let you know when they're gone.
Yep.
And after it felt like we were in there for 50 hours.
Yeah, because you're in a flipping porta potty in the Memphis humidity.
Yes. I mean, I can say this because it was a different festival. We used to go and like lift the fence up.
Wow.
Let people in.
You're a little hooligan.
Wow.
Okay, so I just said this moment where I'm like, all right. We're in a porta potty, which is already gross. Like, I never want to be in a porta potty.
No, one does not choose.
Okay, but like, I'm not even using the porta potty for its use.
Right.
I'm just hanging out in a porta potty, and I had this moment where I went, all right, even if we get away with this, what are we doing? Like, why are we sitting in a
out?
But like,
you get to stay later.
Is this thing going to be so good in an hour that it's going to be. We'll look back and go, it was worth standing in a porta potty. I don't have no recollection. I don't remember.
That means it was.
I have no recollection.
I had this last year when there was weather coming through. I won't name any names, but there was weather coming through, and I had to come late because the wonderful Grizzlies team mentor program, which everyone should be a part of if it works for your schedule, where you work with various groups of kids for a whole year. The end of the year project is always the Friday Barbecue Fest. It drives me insane. So I always have to come late.
And Friday Barbecue Fest
is the best day of Barbecue Fest.
It's the day you should get down there
because
at 10 in the morning.
Everyone needs an IV by Saturday.
Woo.
But like Friday's the day. You get off work whenever you can.
Friday's the day.
And like everybody's there, and it's the most fun day. I digress. So I had to come late. Weather rolls in. They close off the park. But someone was nice. This is the Memphis network at work. Someone was nice enough to see me struggling to get in. My husband's in there. My friends are all in there. They all were in there. They got the wristbands of the friends. Everyone had passed out all the wristbands for the tent so like people could stay. Because if you had the friends and family wristband, even though it was the Friday, you could stay even though they closed the park. Because that's your tent. That's your stuff.
Of course.
Somebody saw me. They're like, "Are you Jessica?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Can you get in?" And I was like, "No." And like they're out of wristbands, so I think I'm going to have to go. I've got you.
Right.
Makes a call. Someone comes, runs from one side of the park to the other, and delivers me a wristband.
That's called VIP treatment.
It was incredible. I was like, "You are the greatest person of all time. Thank you so much." And we had a good time with them. And then they brought us to a tent, and they're like, "Come hang out in our tent."
Have you ever slept in Tom Lee Park? I have. Woke up on a picnic table, like on a Sunday morning.
So it was an accident.
Oh yeah, I didn't plan to sleep there.
Oh my God.
I don't remember. I think, dude, I didn't plan. I don't think anybody ever plans to sleep on a picnic table. You just sometimes you wake up where you wake up.
I don't think I've ever slept on a picnic table.
I think that's my first and only. I'm going to call that first and only. You ready for this?
No, I ended
Woke up with somebody on a picnic table.
That's crazy.
We're both just fully clothed, just sleep.
Thank you for clarifying.
well, we might not have been if it were up to me.
I would assume you wouldn't have woken up on your own accord if you were not clothed on said picnic
But best
table.
I can tell, we just decided this is where we're spending the night.
Now there's hammocks down there. You could have had a more comfortable experience.
I mean, we woke up, the sun was rising, and it was like, all right, I guess it's time to go. I guess it's time. Another time,
I've done that.
We decided this would be funny. I can see the picture. We have a photograph of this. I can see it in my head. Late night barbecue fest, and this might have been the same night I spent the night on the picnic table because we were there after hours, and somehow we got access to like security jackets, like the yellow security.
Yeah.
We found some of them, and then we either found or stole a golf cart. I don't know which one's true. But next thing you know, we are in security jackets
on the golf cart.
On the golf carts with flashlights.
So fun.
And we were just
driving.
driving.
You want to come back?
We were just driving. And this is all we were doing. And this was fun for me. We were just driving around, and I'd put the spotlight on people, and I'd be like, "Hey, we got to keep it a little quiet over there." I was just telling people to keep it a little quiet over there. And we were just running around. I was just doing security on a golf cart, entertaining myself all night long.
That's so fun.
Now I just sit in my chair.
Now you just recline.
I just recline. Now I just do this.
I mean, you have a game 7 on Saturday, so
man,
I guess you'll be distracted.
So much to look forward to. Man,
you watch Coachella from home.
At least I don't go to Coachella anymore. That is a perfect illustration of where I'm at in my life. I was literally invited to Coachella by people that like Diana, our German exchange student. Her and her husband flew in from Berlin. They went to Coachella weekend 2. They wanted us to go with them.
The Grizzlies were out of the playoffs. You normally can't plan to go to Coachella.
Yeah, and I was just like,
no.
I just said no.
That's crazy.
I just said no. I don't want to go.
You could have seen Justin Bieber and Billie Eilish. You could have seen Sabrina Carpenter and Madonna.
I saw it all on TV.
And you saw it on TV.
Yeah.
It was a great view.
But it was like, they were like, yeah, we're going to get this. It was basically I was going to have to sleep outside for 3 days.
Oh, it was a tent.
It was one of those
It was the campgrounds.
Everything else was sold out by the time we got involved.
My first Coachella experience.
And I just said, I'm not sleeping outside. You know?
It gets so hot so soon.
Yeah, I just didn't want to.
It'll be like 6 a.m. and that sun comes out and you're like roasting. And you went to bed at 3 and you're just like, I made decisions that brought me here.
I just reached the point where I was like, why would I pay 10 grand? Let's just put a number on it.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. Why would I pay 10 grand to be uncomfortable?
Yes.
Yeah. I just watch it on TV.
Yeah.
Like I do everything else. Yeah. So anyway, you're gonna have fun this weekend, though.
I am.
I got a Game 7 to look forward to.
I'm so excited.
Don't worry about me. I got a Game 7.
I would never. I'm going to a rave tomorrow morning. I don't know.
You're
if
going
it's
to
fair
a
to call it
rave tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I'm going to a rave tomorrow morning. It's this new thing in Memphis that's it's picked up steam. I don't want to say the wrong. What's it called? Hold on.
A Saturday morning rave.
Yeah, on Beale Street.
Is it part of Riverbeat or is it?
No, it's not. They had one last week and it went really well. It's called the Morning After Club.
Whoa.
And it's these like morning house and techno sets. And they had one last week that was a hit. And so they immediately scheduled another one, which I think is genius for like a pregame going into Riverbeat.
They got X pills there, or do you have to take them with you? Do you have to get your own? Or
you get coffee. They have coffee.
That sounds boring.
I'll get my little ube latte.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you ever drink something and realize you have no idea what the hell it is? Like, what's ube? I'm always like, it's ube.
I don't know, but my wife loves
it. It's purple. It's ube.
It is.
I get it all the time. Not all the time. Like my coffee treat is like this like ube. I get ube cold foam at Byway. I get this like ube latte.
How's it possible I've been alive as long as I've been alive?
You've never heard of ube?
Yeah, and this stuff just
so hot right now.
New stuff just pops out of nowhere. Like Dubai chocolate. Where did Dubai chocolate come from?
Exactly. And why is it $8,000 bajillion?
Bro.
Dubai chocolate is objectively, as someone who's only had it a couple times, it's good chocolate, but it's chocolate and it's like 4 times the price of regular chocolate.
My little guys went in to get some one time.
Yeah.
And like I wasn't even offended. Like, do your thing.
Yeah, go get a chocolate, whatever.
But it was like, there is no way that costs $25.
It makes no sense.
I would rather have seriously, I would rather have a Reese's peanut butter cup.
I went even more basic. Just give me a Hershey's.
I would rather have, how are these, do these things make money?
They have to.
It's gotta be you know what it is? It's just like Live Golf.
It's a scam.
It's a scam. It's gotta be.
Once it loses its Saudi investors, it's over.
I believe that.
It's
over. It's like protein. Everything's got protein in it now.
Is Dubai chocolate a scam? Let's figure this out right now. Live on Is Dubai chocolate a scam? Because where's this stuff come from?
Well, it's got pistachios in it. Those are expensive.
It's true.
Viral Dubai chocolate is considered a massive, overpriced, overhyped trend rather than a traditional product scam. So it's not. They say it's not a scam, but it is ridiculous. They agree with us that it's ridiculous.
Okay.
But they're not calling it a scam.
Where did it come from?
I'm calling it a
Dubai?
scam. I hope so. I would hope so.
I don't hope so.
Here's what I think. You ready for this? They're just shoving Dubai chocolate down all of our throats to make it it's the same thing as sports washing.
Oh my God.
That's what I think.
Stop.
Well, that's what I decided. I think.
Dubai
is chocolate washing.
Dubai is associated with being rich.
It's true. There is a level of extravagance.
It's like
Dubai.
It's like a designer bag.
It's designer chocolate. I think that's fair. I will say I recently did try tahini. I made
just
a
keep
dressing
saying
with
things
tahini.
I've never heard of.
Well, tahini's in Dubai chocolate, according to my Google search.
Wait, like the stuff that you put on fruits?
You put tahini on fruit?
Yeah, it's like the Mexican spice.
Why do you keep coming up with things that I've never heard of?
That's tahini.
Tahini is it's kind of like peanut butter.
I like peanut butter.
It's peanut butter adjacent. But if you mix it with water and lemon juice and stir it up with some spices, it's a great drizzle for roasted vegetables. I took an online cooking class.
Yeah, but I don't want to do all that.
It was tasty.
Yeah.
Now I make this tahini dressing for everything. But apparently the tahini also goes in the Dubai chocolate.
I feel like this is chocolate washing.
It's just a little.
They're shoving overpriced chocolate in our faces, telling us that it's a status symbol if we buy it, and normalizing. It's just like Live Golf.
Ube is a Filipino purple yam, according to Goocentra.
How old were you when you thought you needed one of those?
An ube?
Yeah.
It is.
I was going to get just a normal.
How do you even get the courage to even order something like that?
I went up to the really nice woman at Comeback Coffee. I said, which of these 3 drinks is the best? And she said the ube one. And I said, that matches my shirt.
Okay, that's interesting to me, the way you did that, because I know other people that do that. And
I'm the worst at it. It drives my husband insane.
It drives me crazy.
It drives Chris nuts.
I keep it to myself, but when I see other people do this, internally it drives me crazy because logically that question makes no sense to me.
Okay.
to ask another human out of these food options, what do you think is best?
No,
I don't know you or anything about what you like.
What's the most popular?
Yeah, they work there.
They work there. They get the live feedback.
But what's the most popular is a very different question.
Yeah, but what do you like is better because they're either going to give you like whatever the popular thing is.
But what if you don't like what they like? Like, what if I go to TCBY?
Well, that's fine. Sometimes they give me a recommendation.
What
and
if I go to TCBY
pass.
and I walk up? This is the way it works in my head. You go up to TCBY and there's a little guy working behind the counter and he says, and you walk up to him and you go,
he gotta be little?
He probably is.
People that work at food
probably is a little guy.
Okay,
he probably is a little guy. He's a little guy. Play
and you
along.
say what's
and I say, hey little fella. That's the way I would address him. I'd say, hey little fella, and I say, hey, what do you like here? And he says, man, you know what I love? I love birthday cake yogurt. And I go, okay, give me some of that birthday cake yogurt. And I forget that I don't like birthday cake. And now I'm eating birthday cake yogurt. And the only reason I'm eating it is because he said he likes it. But that's got nothing to do with me.
Well, that was stupid because at TCBY you could get a free sample. So that's on you for not trying the birthday cake yogurt before you got a massive size birthday cake yogurt.
My central point is, why do we as a people ask other people what they like as a helpful tool to try to figure out what we like? Because we should all know at this point, what you like has nothing to do with what I like.
I generally go more with what is the most popular.
That's a fair question. I would accept that
when I was in
question.
Denver, I went to this ice cream place that Darnell recommended called Josh and John's, and I walked in, and all of the flavors had very funny names, but I was lost.
Got it.
And they didn't have the case, so I couldn't like look in.
Sure.
Which was very jarring as an ice cream
consumer.
Yeah, I was going to say
enthusiast.
Connoisseur, but sure, enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked, what are your most popular? And he listed some off, and one of them was the Moose on the Loose, and another one was Purple Mountain Majesty, which ironically enough was purple, was not ube, was taro, which I also don't know what it is, but it was purple. But both of them were delicious. The purple one had like raspberry chocolate pieces in it. So good.
Okay.
And then the Moose on the Loose was, I don't know, like fudgy brownies and caramel truffles and good stuff as well. But I would have just been like, oh, I'll get cookies and cream like I always do. But because I asked this kind gentleman his most popular flavors, I was introduced to two.
I don't mind the most popular. That's a reasonable question. You like going to Uber Eats, you pick out a restaurant, it'll then tell you what the most popular thing that is typically ordered is. I find that helpful. What I find maddening, infuriating, is when somebody says, hey, what do you like? Hey, look at the menu. What do you like? Well, what does it matter what that person likes? Well,
is that the same as what do you recommend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, I say that
all
everywhere
the time.
I go.
No, don't.
Literally everywhere I go.
What if the thing they recommend is like, oh, yeah, get this appetizer. This is the one I like the most. And then they bring it to me and it's got olives in it and I hate olives. Now what have we done? Now how have we screwed up our night?
I'm also doing
But then sometimes if you don't ask for the recommendation, then you screw up your night. Like we went to Kuya, which is a new restaurant downtown, and I found out weeks later we should have gotten the noodles. Everyone's talking about the noodles.
Yep.
I'm like, we didn't get the noodles because we didn't.
Okay.
We didn't ask.
Okay, let's settle this right now. Appropriate question. What's your most popular item? What do most people get? What flies off the shelves? All right? Ridiculous question. What do you like? We're not doing that.
I like talking to people, and I like finding out their tastes. And maybe sometimes our tastes don't align, and that's okay too. But maybe I try something that I wouldn't normally have tried.
Also, you're going to get a better experience from the person that is taking care of you.
Yeah.
If you ice
Snaps
break
for
with what do you recommend, they're going to be like, okay, I like this table.
You think
I'm messing with them.
You think they want to hear what do you recommend?
Yes, they do.
Does a server want to hear that, or does the server want to go, hey, just order your food, buddy? I'm ready to, let's keep it moving. Order your stupid food. I'm not here to order.
That's not a very good server.
I'm not here to order for you. Order your stupid food, dummy.
I'm not here to police the service industry. However, that would be a tough waiter to deal with.
Okay, Bennett thinks waiters want to be talked to. And I think waiters just want to get your order and get on with it.
I think waiters want a fat tip.
Okay,
and
sure.
if that tip comes with connection.
Okay, but what does a waiter prefer? Chit-chatty GP or... Can I take your order? Yes, here's my order.
Does the chit chat involve? Have you? Never mind. Maybe you're the wrong person to ask this to. Chris and I will sit at the end of the meal and be like, "That waiter was so nice. Round up." Or add an extra 5%.
That's all fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what does the waiter want out of me?
The money. So if the relationship,
I'm going to do that no matter what. I'm going to get you the money no matter what. You're
going to go above and beyond.
Bennett thinks the waiter wants me to be chit-chatty with them, and I think the waiter probably just wants me to order my food, be nice, sure, but order my food. If I need a Diet Coke now, ask now while they're at the table. Don't make them do double runs. And just get on with it.
You want to know
the
only place I don't ask what would you recommend? Like steakhouses, because they will always recommend the most expensive cut of meat on the menu without fail. So I don't do it there. But then I'll ask what appetizer do you recommend?
See.
Or I'm also a researcher, so I'll come in with I've seen this and this. Which one do you like between these two?
But here's I'm telling the truth. I will sometimes be at dinner and somebody else at the table will be just a natural talker and they want to just strike up conversations with the waiter.
See, I don't like that. I don't want that.
And it sometimes makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, they're busy.
Yeah, that makes me uncomfortable too.
That.
I don't do that.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, I would never do that.
No.
You know another one I just discovered? These are also crazy. So I intentionally don't get chit-chatty with waiter because I assume they don't want that. They just want to do their job. Similarly, I used to pull out of the car rider line and you see the same traffic person at school every day.
Yes.
And I see this man's face every day.
Yes.
And he sees my face every day. So we kind of know each other, I think. And so every day I would be like, hey, buddy. I'd wave at him every day. And then he'd have to wave back every day. And then I had a moment where I went, I bet he doesn't want to wave at me every day.
I think you're overthinking it.
So
I'm sure he likes to be acknowledged.
So now I don't wave to him anymore. I stopped.
Well, he probably thinks he messed up.
Jerk. Yeah.
But I put this much thought into it. I was every time I wave, he has to wave. And if everybody waves, then all day long he's just doing this shit. And I bet that drives him crazy.
I love waving at people.
An easy wave.
Yes.
It's just a nice acknowledgement.
Should I start waving again?
Dude, I was at the airport last night and some dude drove by and he listened to the show. He was like, "Hey, Big Man Bennett, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey, man,
no, I don't mind when people wave at me. I don't mind when people wave at me. I like that.
It made my day.
I just felt like every day I'm making this man wave his arm back at me, and I probably should stop. But now you're saying he's probably wondering. You think he's sitting there going, "Why did GP stop waving at me?" Now he's probably thinking I'm mad at him.
Please start waving at him again.
I'm gonna wave at him today.
Yeah.
Pocket that one.
What should I do?
You should wave at the man.
All right.
I think you should wave.
Yeah.
You don't have to Forrest Gump it.
I do a double
It can
wave.
just be a casual. How about just a?
I like a double wave.
Say.
All right, I'm gonna wave at this fella.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask the waiters what they recommend. I'm gonna work on some of this stuff.
Life is too expensive to end up eating something bad at a restaurant these days. I hate that, but I will get genuinely upset if I don't like what I'm eating at a restaurant because it's so. I mean, the smallest thing is so expensive now.
I had a restaurant experience recently. Not gonna name the restaurant.
Okay.
Because I like the
support small businesses.
Yeah, it was a restaurant here in the city.
Sure.
And it's great. Everybody loves it, and it's just that I missed on every.
You had a bad one.
I just my appetizer was not what I wanted.
Yep.
It's exactly what I just missed. I just misordered on everything. It's like this dish was not.
And I hate when that happens.
And and I still enjoyed the night, but I was like, man, I misordered everything. Maybe I should have asked for a recommendation.
I was just gonna say, did you ask their opinion?
It all circles back to that, doesn't it?
It all comes back.
Maybe I should just ask for a recommendation. All right.
Same.
You got some dogs to walk, or can you get straight down to the festival?
I've got dogs to walk.
And then it's down to the
I got
festival.
a luncheon.
Who's playing tonight? Who's tonight?
Salt and Pepper, De La Soul, and Red Clay Strays.
Gotcha. All right. Well, hey.
I'll be there.
All right. I'll be in my chair. All right. You have a good time.
You'll be missed.
Oh, I don't think so.
Also, Tinzo and JoJo are tonight, which make me sad because when the lineup came out, I thought it was JoJo, as in Leave, Get Out JoJo. But that JoJo is on Broadway right now.
I'm sorry you're disappointed.
It's okay.
It'll be fine.
No disrespect to Tinzo and JoJo.
None taken.
I'll probably end up there. I do love just randomly stumbling on stages. Not on stage.
I was like, all right.
Different word. Upon stages.
Just look up.
And it's finding new music to listen to. That's the best part of a music festival.
No, that is if I can remember correctly, that yes, that's you're just walking around. And it's like, all right, where are we at now? Okay, let's watch this. I was just at a music festival at the Final Four, and I was listening to artists I'm not familiar with, and that was kind of fun. All right, hey, I hope you have a good time. and I'll talk to you about it on Monday morning.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. 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 I just felt like I was bothering the guy. At some point, I felt like I was probably annoying him, but maybe not.
Maybe not.
I don't know. We come back, turn our attention, Tiger basketball. Penny got another prospect out of the transfer portal. He's a Golden Eagle. Now he's a Tiger. Averaged a bunch of points last season. I'll tell you how many next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
When the arena lights dim for a concert or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person who will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's a person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to give you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let other fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
Kevin Garnett returned to Minnesota. How awesome was this?
Look at this.
That's love right there.
When he walks in, and they brought him out of the tunnel. They're like, welcome back. They played like a tribute video.
That's the reason why guys like TA and them are here, bro.
It's the best.
You want to see the OGs back showing love.
It's the best. That is the best. Nothing has felt more wrong than Kevin Garnett not being a part of that.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more, orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Penny Hardaway has reportedly secured a commitment from another transfer portal target. This time it's Tylik Weeks, a 6'7" junior from New York, who played last season at Southern Miss. He averaged 19.7 points while shooting 46.4% from the field. So it's another interesting piece. Bennett, I won't pretend that I sat and watched every Southern Miss game or any Southern Miss game last season, but I did watch some highlights this morning, and just like most people on YouTube, it's got some interesting highlights.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one.
Young man makes nice highlights.
I said last week, like you know, coming into each of these seasons, we've kind of had an idea of who we think is going to be the best player on the team going into the season. And like last, it didn't work out, but like we thought Sincere Parker was going to be the best player on the team probably for the Tigers going into last season. I think that this might be the guy, right? Like he seems, he's, I believe, top 100 scorer in the country this past year. He's put up big numbers at Southern Miss. He had an awesome conference tournament there. And like you said, 19 points a game. Like, he looks the part.
It was 19.7 points, 5.4 rebounds, 2.3 assists. Not much of a perimeter shooter, but, you know, bouncy athlete, can, you know, obviously score. chose Memphis reportedly over other power conference options, among them Ole Miss. So by all accounts, impactful player for the Memphis program. How impactful, as always, we'll see. On one hand, yes, looks the part. On the other hand, averaged 20 points per game for a team that finished 19-16 overall, 9-9 in the Sun Belt. So finished lower in a bad league than Memphis was in a bad league last season. So these numbers can be a little misleading, but I'll keep this simple. If Power 4 schools wanted him, and they did, almost by definition, in this era of Memphis basketball in the American, it means that you're good enough to play at Memphis in the American. And so we'll see where he slots in the rotation, but statistically at least, and maybe this is the best way to bottom line it, he's the most impressive player that Memphis has added from the transfer portal, statistically at least. This is somebody who put together real numbers for a Division I men's basketball team last season, and we'll see if he can replicate them for the Tigers next season.
Number 2.
You ain't gonna believe this, but another Diana Russini story just fallen completely apart.
What's going on?
Well, a lot, obviously. You might remember shortly after she was more or less forced to resign from The Athletic as an NFL insider, not because she had an affair with anybody necessarily, but because it became increasingly clear that she was having an affair with an NFL head coach. And when asked about it by her employer, she told them a story that just was not true. She lied to her employer, and it put her in a position where she was going to have to face further scrutiny or just resign and move on. She decided to resign and move on. And then very quickly, there was a story about a car flipped over in New Jersey, and you'll never believe who rescued the people inside, pulled them right out the truck. Diana Russini. Amazing. And people were like, this is crazy. Like, this woman's whole world is falling apart, and now there's like a national headline about Superwoman Diana Russini just saved somebody's life in a traffic accident, pulled him right out the car. It was amazing. Update to the story. Not true. Just didn't happen. Page 6 is now reporting that, yes, there was a traffic accident in New Jersey. There was a car that flipped over. And, yes, people were pulled out of that car. But not by Diana Russini. Somebody else. Totally different people.
Who reported it?
It's the New York Post, page 6.
Gotcha.
So the initial story is there's a traffic accident in New Jersey. Oh, man, everybody might die. But here comes Diana Russini with her cape on, and she just flew in there, ripped everybody out of the car. And, man, this woman's been going through it, but you can see how good of a heart she's got. Even when her world's falling apart, she was just there to help these people who needed help. God bless Diana Russini forever. And people are like, well, this is wild. Like, I mean, I guess anything's possible, but sounds like people were actually saying it sounds like a PR stunt. Like somebody picked up the phone and called somebody and said, hey, I know Diana Russini's really getting some page views right now. I got a news story for you. She just saved somebody's life in a traffic accident. Boom, stories everywhere. Whole nother couple happened to be there. Called the New York Post. You know what they said? Diana Russini was holding a dog on a leash while my husband was climbing into the car getting people out. She didn't do anything except hold a dog.
You ever had to rescue anybody from a car?
I don't think I had to rescue anybody from a car. I don't think they needed my help. But I did witness a car wreck one time. It was a lady, an older lady, and she just off the road into a ditch. Like not really into a ditch, but just off the road and like into like, she's just off the road. It looked like she fell asleep. And I was immediately behind her. I watched the whole thing happen. And I did. My instincts were good, Bennett.
You rescued her.
That's overstating it. I pulled over and ran to her car and said, are you okay? Are you okay? And then I called 911.
Okay, good.
And then I think I sat with her until they got there. But I don't think I did anything. And I don't even remember exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So did I rescue her? No, I checked on her. I've checked on somebody. How about that? I've checked on somebody after a traffic accident.
I think I've rescued.
How did you rescue me?
It was actually after a Grizzlies game.
Okay.
It was over there by if you're coming down MLK, like over where Southwest is, and these people had just gotten in a pretty bad wreck, and this girl, probably in her 20s, she was still in her car, and it was starting to smoke a little bit. And I ran over to her car and I pulled her out of the car and put her on the sidewalk.
That's a real rescue.
Yeah, and sat with her until the ambulance came.
Did you get her number?
No, I'm a happily married man.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know when this was.
It was either last year or the year before.
Okay.
But yeah,
congratulations to you.
You brought it up. I just wanted to toot my own horn for a second.
I knew when you were like, you ever rescued anybody? You're just setting yourself up for me to go, you ever rescued anybody? I know that trick. Nick, in the second hour, you're going to ask me if I've ever been to Peru. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
No, I've never been to Peru, Bennett. Why do you ask? Oh, because I've been to Peru. If I'm being honest. Okay, so like you really rescued somebody.
I don't know about that. I mean, she probably could have gotten out of it, but she's like dazed. Like they just been in a bad car wreck. And so I was like, you need to get out. Now, I'm not saying like she was like out cold and I pulled her out of the car and woke her back up. No, I was like, you need to get out. Come on. Okay. And I'm like helping her like get out of her car.
So I didn't rescue anybody, but I did do exactly what I said I did. And I did feel in that moment, I remember feeling like I rescued somebody. I remember feeling like, man, I hope somebody saw that.
Well, you called the rescuers.
I called the rescuers.
Yeah.
But I remember feeling like I did something. But I also, if I'm being completely honest, it impacted my life negatively in no way whatsoever. I was not in any danger trying to help this person.
Yeah.
But what if there would have been danger?
Yeah.
Would I have then helped this person? You ran to a thing that you didn't know what was about to happen.
Yeah, now I want to be clear. Nothing happened to her car. Like, there was a little smoke that went away. But at first I was like, whoa, there's smoke.
There's smoke. You got to get out of here. And like in theory, it could blow up and mess your beard up.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I knew there was I was in harm's way in no way whatsoever. So I was going to go try to help this person. And I wasn't in a hurry, so I could go try to help this person. And I felt good. I remember feeling like, man, I did something.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I'm a hero. Maybe I'm a hero.
Yeah.
I never really thought of myself as a hero, but maybe I'm a hero. But then I started thinking, if this same woman would have been in a burning house, would I have helped her? Let's see how much of a hero you are. And I think things change a little bit, don't they? I was willing to help somebody when I knew it wouldn't hurt me in any way whatsoever. Would I be willing to do the same thing when you put myself in harm's way for a stranger? Would you?
Would I run into a burning house?
Would you risk your own life for somebody you don't know? We can skip to you would risk your life for your wife. Of course.
Yeah,
just say yes.
Family, yes.
It's going to be easier when you get home if you just say yes. You would risk your life for your children. Just say yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I already said yes.
Okay. 72-year-old woman you never met in your life. You risking your life for her?
In a burning home?
Yeah, whatever.
I would like to think so.
We all like to think so.
Yeah.
But who are we really?
I would like to think so.
We'd all like to think so, but who are we really when we're telling the truth about it?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, you got to weigh a lot of stuff, You go in there, you never come out. Now your boy's being raised without a father. Stepfather on the way.
Got to think about
stepfather on the way.
No.
Stepfather. Oh yeah, another man raised your boys.
That's no.
It could happen. You run in that house, you never come out. You got another man raising your boys.
Okay.
You got to think about stuff like this, don't you think?
I guess. I don't think all that's running through my mind at the time. But sure.
I see people do heroic stuff sometimes, and I'm wildly impressed by it because it logically makes no sense to me. Like the idea. Like I see these stories every day, and I'm like, I'd like to think I would do that.
Yeah.
But I know I probably wouldn't. I don't think I have much courage.
I'm trying to think if I've been involved in any other rescues.
I rescued somebody in New York.
Did you?
Again, here's the story. Me and Brent Stover were walking out of the studio. We're just walking through Midtown Manhattan. He's walking home. I'm walking my hotel's on the way back to his apartment. And so we just sometimes would walk together when we would do that Time to Shine show in the middle of the day. So it's daylight outside. Yeah. It's a nice walk through through the city in the summer. So we'd walk back, and then, I'd get to my hotel, and I'd say, all right, buddy, I'll see you later. And then he'd keep walking. We were walking one day on 57th, and a dude just collapsed right in front of us. It appeared to be a heart attack. I don't know, but it looked like what I imagine a heart attack would look like.
Yeah.
Right on the street.
Grabbing their chest.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
And it looked like a man. It was sad. A man was walking with his son. And the son was like, Dad, and you fall. And I helped catch the man as he was falling. And then I called 911. So did I say?
Okay, dude, you're giving yourself a lot of credit for calling 911.
I'm really good at calling 911 if I need
I've
to.
called 911 before. You don't hear me bragging about it.
I feel like I saved that man's life on some level. You telling me no?
I don't know if calling 911 counts as being a hero.
I held his
You're
head.
calling the heroes. you were calling upon
But you can't get the heroes without me. You can't get the heroes without me.
You're like Jim Gordon doing the bat signal, man. Like you're not Batman.
I'm not Batman. I'm just the person in charge of the Batman signal.
Yeah, you're Commissioner Gordon.
Damn, I thought I was Batman.
Yeah.
This whole time I thought I was Batman. It turns out I'm not. Shit, that's disappointing. I guess I'm not. I guess I really ain't good for nothing. I tell you what, Bennett, if you collapse in here, I will call 911
on speed dial.
I'm not going to be able to do it much else, but I would call 911 quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, boom, boom, boom. I do it fast.
Yeah.
I mean,
good.
Boom, boom, boom. I could do it fast. 911 ain't no. I could get it. No problem. I'm good at it, but that doesn't qualify as a hero.
I'm not sure it does. I'm not sure it does.
I thought I was a hero.
Well,
anyway, guess who else is not a hero? Guess who else is not a hero? Despite recent headlines, Diana Russini seems to be no hero. She did not pull a man out of a damaged vehicle following a traffic accident. Reportedly, updated report, she held a dog.
Okay.
But that's nice.
Love dogs.
I love dogs too. Yeah.
Number 3.
ESPN is reportedly enthusiastic about Stephen A. Smith partnering with WWE moving forward in what appears to be a very public way. In other words, we could get to a place where you're not watching WWE without a Stephen A. Smith storyline being attached to it. ESPN's cool with it. WWE seems to want it. Wrestling fans not as enthusiastic. How do you feel about it?
So I would assume that they're probably not as enthusiastic because there was the blowback about McAfee getting involved with like the Mania match with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes and people were kind of annoyed by that. I don't know, man. The more I think about it, like Stephen A. feels like the perfect person to get involved in WWE. I think he would actually be really good at it.
He can talk.
I think there's potential for something funny there, and here's why. Frankly, there have been rumors about him and McAfee not liking each other,
sure,
and that would be a funny storyline.
Perhaps, I don't know,
and you're already in bed with ESPN,
but it does feel like they are pushing this to a place that wrestling fans are starting to reject a little bit. I'm talking about this on a surface level, I acknowledge, but the ESPN WWE partnership has made people who love ESPN love it less in some ways, and made people who love WWE love it less in some ways. Because people who love WWE don't necessarily want all the ESPN personalities involved in it. And the people who love ESPN don't necessarily want to be watching SportsCenter and then getting wrestling results like their baseball games.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. WWE though has always been it's always been this ever evolving thing, and they've always been involved with talking heads, celebrities. It's always been a part of WWE.
It's been Mr. T once upon a time. It's
Pete Rose.
Yes,
and
it's all of it.
It's always been a thing, and so I don't Now, listen, if they start putting him on like a storyline and he's like, introing Raw or SmackDown every week, yeah, people are going to get sick of that because people get sick of the overkill. Once upon a time, people were sick of Roman Reigns being the beginning of Raw every single Monday night, and then he eventually became the Roman Reigns that we all love now. But like once upon a time, Vince McMahon was pushing Roman Reigns too hard, and people were like, dude, enough Roman Reigns. So if you do too much of anything,
I think that's true.
Yeah, if you do too much of anything, people are going to get sick of it. But like, a one-off here and there, I think it could be funny.
Yeah, you can't oversaturate it. And I think McAfee's running into that a little bit, and Stephen A. probably as well. Like, you're so talented and such a needle mover. Like, I say this not as a criticism. Like, these guys are at the top of the business for a reason. They're both extremely talented and very good at what they do. And you're so good at what you do that your bosses are like, hey, we want to put you over here. Now we want to put you here. Now can you do this? Now can you do that? And you're everywhere. And the same audience that used to love you and are the reasons that you were getting all these other responsibilities, they start to go, all right, we loved you, but like we don't want to see you everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I think too, like he has clearly, like people who are just casual sports fans know who Stephen A. Smith is,
Yes.
I think. And
oh yeah, he's like an SNL character now.
He's probably the only, him and maybe McAfee are like the only ones I think that people who maybe like aren't the biggest sports fans, but just, turn on like the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals every year, they probably know who Stephen A. Smith is.
Yeah, like if you want to call Joe Rogan a sports commentator because of his role in UFC, you could throw him in that category as well. Like you don't have to follow sports to know who that is. But the list is pretty small, and McAfee and Stephen A. are definitely on it. I mean, they have large followings. It's why Stephen A. is getting talked about as a
presidential candidate.
Yeah, I mean, he's super famous and he's good at talking. And so I can understand why, just based on those things, hey, we have a business partnership with a super famous human who is great at talking on television. I can see why WWE would be interested in that, but you do need to be careful because the fans, at least the initial reaction to what I've seen is like, we don't want this. We don't want this.
But that goes back to the and I got a lot of respect for Stephen A. because like I've fallen into this. There is this thing with him where it's like you do the whole, as a sports fan, you do the whole, shut up, we're sick of you, but like we all consume Stephen A. Smith content. Like he's very good at that. You know what I mean?
He's like
it's like you can sit here and say if Stephen A. Smith is like the Memphis Grizzlies suck, we would all sit here and be like, you suck. No one likes you. No one listens. But we'd be talking about it nonstop. We did.
That's where when you have reached a different level of media.
Yeah.
When you can create other people's shows. I'm going to say something, not me, but like I am Stephen A. Smith, and what I'm going to say right now is going to create shows all over this country tomorrow. Tomorrow, everybody who talks into a microphone will be talking about what I said into my microphone. That's when you've reached a different level, and he's clearly there. He could say something today, and we might build a show about it tomorrow. He's reached that level. But again, it's a fine line. Because your core audience, the pushback is here even before it's even happened. So you got to walk that and be careful with it. I think for both Stephen A. and ESPN and WWE. Either way, like, so WrestleMania is in the books. We now settled into wherever we are now. And SmackDown tonight, Raw was on Monday. I have no idea what happened Monday night. Have no idea what's expected to happen tonight. I have long when people, because I held this opinion for a little while, even though I grew up on wrestling. I reached a point at some point where I was like, I don't understand how adults sit around spending hours watching wrestling. Like it just seems like not a great use of your time. But then, as you know, my kids started watching it, and then it became something we could watch together. It became something. Like I've told you, like this about myself, I need things to look forward to. Otherwise, I just get lost. And so, like, as small as it might sound, like, hey, tonight Raw comes on and we'll sit down in front of the TV and like experience that together. That's a thing for me. And so they got into it. And so I wanted to, it just gave us something to do. And they have kind of grown out of it. like I have to make them watch it with me. I have to like say, I have to ask, like, will you please, like, and so I can't use them as an excuse anymore. They just as soon not do it. And so when people would ask me, like, why do you watch wrestling? It's just scripted, whatever, and you know, I would say, I hear you. I used to think that too. And I'd tell them the whole story about how my kids got into it, and then it made me get into it, and then it's just sort of fun. And I said, but you got to not think of it the way you're thinking of it. The way you need to think of it is it's a television show. Just think of it as a television show. It is a television show that comes on every Monday night, and it's live, and it comes on every Friday night, and it's live, and then, you know, about once a month they'll have another big weekend event, but it's just a television show. And don't think of them as wrestlers, think of them as characters. And they're just characters in a television show. And like Roman Reigns is the star of the show, but then sometimes Cody Rhodes is the star of the show. But it's just, you know, on Sunday nights you might watch Euphoria, and they've got a cast, and you know all the characters, and then next Sunday you watch it again. And think of wrestling like that. It's just a television show. And you know what it is now for me? It's a television show that I'm not interested in anymore. And do you know what I do with television shows that I'm no longer interested in? I just stopped watching them. I have no idea how Ozark finished. I spent hours upon hours upon hours watching seasons and seasons and seasons of Ozark with Jason Bateman on Netflix, I guess. And it just got to a point after a while. I don't remember deciding I'm never going to watch another episode of Ozark, but it was just like, I just never watched another episode of Ozark. They put out a whole nother season, and I just never turned it on. To this day, I have no idea what happened to Jason Bateman's character. I bet it wasn't good. I just stopped watching. It's a TV show. I'm not interested in it anymore. I'll watch a different TV show. I think that's almost where I am with wrestling now.
Oh, for me, it just comes in cycles. Like I as we get closer to SummerSlam, I'm gonna be right back on board.
There were a million Fridays over the past few years where I'd go, you could say, hey, so what are you up to tonight? And I'd say, well, I don't know. You know, I guess we'll just we'll be at the house, and you know, we'll see what's going on, and you know, I guess Raw's on, we'll turn that on, and SmackDown's on, we'll turn that, whatever. And I don't even know that it'll be on the TV tonight. It has very much settled into, for me, my kids are no longer a pool, and it's just a TV show that I don't find that compelling right now. I'm sure I can circle back to it at any moment. It ain't hard to catch up. But like, we've sort of settled into a place where I was hoping I wouldn't get here. I kind of liked enjoying wrestling again. Maybe I'll get it back, but I ain't got it right now. Not in this moment.
Number 4.
Caitlin Clark played a home game, Gainbridge Fieldhouse last night for the first time in 10 months. She had to leave it early.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's going on?
She banged her knee.
Oh, that's not good.
But she said, I just banged my knee.
Okay.
I'm going to be fine. But Caitlin Clark was back on TV last night. The opponent was the Dallas Wings. So that's Paige Becker's AZ Fudge. So real star power in the WNBA last night. We're in the preseason right now. This comes a day after. Did you see this ESPN list is getting all the attention?
No.
So ESPN did a list of the top 50 players in the WNBA. Shouldn't surprise you. A'ja Wilson was number 1 because she is widely considered to be the best women's basketball player in the world. Nobody's really arguing. Where do you think Caitlin Clark came in on the list?
The best in the world.
Best in the world.
I'll say she came in at number 3.
10.
How about that?
Disrespectful. That's what.
I'm trying to think of who would be ahead of her. Obviously, A'ja.
Paige Beckers was ahead of her.
Okay, interesting. Maybe Sabrina's probably ahead of her.
Yes. 9 women are ahead of her.
Yeah.
I'll keep this simple because this is what Indiana Fever fans are saying. We do not live in a world where there are 9 women's basketball players better than Caitlin Clark. Evidence being, she was 4th in MVP voting as a rookie.
Yeah.
And the only thing that has happened between then and now?
Injuries, though. But that factors into it. You got to play.
Okay, hold on a second. If Wemby missed all but 15 games next season, and then ESPN did a list of the top men's basketball players in the world, you could put him outside of the top. You could put him 10th because, hey, you got to play. You go, no, he's clearly one of the best 2, 3 basketball players in the world, maybe number 1. And the fact that he only played 15 games last season doesn't change that. We know what he is when he's on the court.
Yeah, but if
So why can't you apply the same thing to Caitlin Clark? We know what she is when she's on the court. She's one of the very best female women's basketball players in the world. Evidence being as a rookie for a bad team, she was 4th in MVP voting.
I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but like to your point about Wemby, like I think he probably, if he played 15 games, like he probably would get ranked outside of the top 10.
But it would be wrong. That's what I'm saying. It would be crazy if you showed me a list heading into 2 seasons from now that had Wemby ranked 10th, and it was a byproduct of, well, he only played 15 games.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, yeah, but in those 15 games, he was amazing. And the year before, he was a top 3 MVP candidate. So it sucks that he had a sprained ankle and only played 15 games in the 2026-27 season. But heading into the 2027-28 season, there ain't no world that exists where there's 9 basketball players better than that guy. What are we talking about? That's what I would say.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm excited about this season, by the way.
WNBA?
Yeah, I think there's going to be some fireworks this year.
Poor Angel Reese.
Why?
Internet's mean to her, man.
Dude.
Like I saw last, I shouldn't even know that Angel Reese was playing basketball last night. I shouldn't even be aware of that.
Why? She plays for our Atlanta Dream.
I know, but here's my point. You want to know how I'm aware that she was playing basketball? Because people were clipping her misses and just putting them all over Twitter.
That's what preseason's for, trying things out.
She's just trying to work out the kinks.
Yeah, man.
She like every time, I feel like every time Angel Reese misses a shot, I see it. And I'm not looking for it. I just see it. That seems cruel.
Fair. I think that's fair. I forgot that, and we got some new teams this year. Like this is gonna be good, man. This is gonna be a good season. That game that I played last night is actually it's next Saturday at noon on ABC.
And I guess the Angel Reese game. The Angel Reese game was 2 nights ago. But either way, it all gets blurry. But her misses were showing up on my feed. People enjoy Angel Reese missing shots as much as they like Joe Biden mixing up his words or Donald Trump falling asleep in public. People that clip that and it's just all over there. That's what people do with Angel Reese and missed shots. Seems mean.
I'm going to have to buy some of the Angel shoes.
There are not
to show my support.
Women's basketball players in the world better than Caitlin Clark. That's outrageous. ESPN's getting criticized.
Okay, we about to find out.
They deserve it.
Number 5.
We have an update on our sex slave story. Internet had a blast with this one yesterday.
Yeah,
buddy.
I got to be careful here.
Too late for that.
Yeah, I caught a lot of flack yesterday.
What flack were you catching?
I think it was just a little. My wife didn't love that story. Because I picked that story.
You did. That was you. I didn't bring that to the show.
And then I read some of the transcripts on air, and my wife was like, "You're gross." Like, what's wrong with you?
Well,
and when she said that, I was like, "You're right."
Well, I will have your beautiful wife know that you sent me an updated story this morning. So you clearly wanted to talk about it again. So here we are.
To be able to come on here and apologize for how I behaved on the show yesterday.
I accept your apology.
Thank you.
Yeah. You didn't need to apologize to me. I wasn't offended. But I accept your apology anyway.
Thank you.
We have an update. Lorna, for people who missed it, for people who don't live on the internet, there's a JP Morgan executive named Lorna. She had, I guess, various people who work underneath her. She got some pull around the place.
Yeah.
And she found herself caught up in a lawsuit where she is accused of making one of her employees her sex slave. And she was saying, allegedly, wild things to this fella. And it's all in the lawsuit.
Yeah.
And we talked about this yesterday. And the whole internet talked about this yesterday. And it is a banana story. And though the lawsuit was filed under a John Doe, Lorna's name's been out there the whole time.
Yes.
So she's out there like her Google searches are messed up forever.
Yep.
A media outlet reports, hey, we found out who John Doe is. This is his name. This is his picture. So now we got the whole scene. And Lorna's coming out with her lawyers. And you know what Lorna's saying? every bit of this is fabricated. None of this is real. JP Morgan releases a statement. They say, after we have investigated this, we have no reason to believe any of this is true. And the person who filed the complaint against Lorna, that person won't even talk to us anymore. So we have no reason to think any of this is true. So this story that ruled social media yesterday, with the centerpiece of it being a real woman,
yes,
with a real job, with real friends, her name got dragged, and best we can tell in this moment, there ain't nothing to it. It's a little bit like the Ole Miss student.
Definitely. It is very similar.
Who was online accused everywhere of having what I think we could all call an inappropriate relationship with her boyfriend's father. And by all accounts, as we fast forward to today, it just wasn't true. But everybody ran with it and got their jokes off. And it's easy to forget these are real people.
So,
and with this, I couldn't help yet. This woman, I don't know anything about her other than she was. I got 50 people texting me pictures of her and funny memes and everything else yesterday. And it sounds like it was just all crazy and like, and what? This is nuts to me.
So at the end of the day, did he get what he wanted?
I don't know. What did he want?
To humiliate her. I mean, he didn't like his boss, and he wanted to humiliate her.
Listen, man, the world's a complicated place.
Yeah.
This country is a complicated place. I understand there are reasons for everything. I think it's fundamentally wrong that anybody has the power to ruin anybody's reputation just by filing a lawsuit, frivolous or not. That is crazy to me. Do you realize if a young woman who works in this office decided to file a lawsuit against you, and they could put anything in that they wanted to, and say that Bennett Doyle did A, B, C, D. I have no proof that he did any of these things. I'm just telling you he did all of these things. And that's in a lawsuit. And if you were a little more famous, you would be a headline everywhere in this country.
I would hope that never happens.
That's crazy to me.
It is to me, too. It is to me, too. I mean, if I was her, I'd be going after this dude.
With everything you could.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It never undoes.
Because it's out there now.
It never undoes yesterday. It never undoes yesterday. There are people who've never knew this woman who now only think of her that way. And there are people who have known this woman her whole life who yesterday were going, what on earth is going on with Lorna? She has a sex slave? She was using racial slurs and she has a sex slave? You never undo that.
Right.
You never undo yesterday. That's crazy to me that you could do. Like there was one within the past year. It's just a lawsuit and it's some unidentified person can accuse Jay-Z of like the craziest stuff you've ever heard of. And now he's in headlines everywhere. And then people are like, did Jay-Z do this? Is Jay-Z that? And he defends himself and hires the lawyers, and it amounts to nothing. But like, you never get those headlines back. That's people. There's a day where people are running around going, "Is Jay-Z a rapist? Like, is Jay-Z like?" That's crazy that those conversations are sparked by a lawsuit that you could launch. If you have nothing, you can still launch it. I ain't smart enough to know how to fix it, but I know. But I think that's wrong. It feels wrong.
That's what I'm saying is like, because even yesterday, like, dude, I believe I even said to you yesterday on the show, I don't believe this. Like, I find this very hard to believe. Just from everything I was reading from the transcripts, it was like, this seems a little far-fetched.
like just some of the phrasing, just some of the sentences that allegedly came out of this woman's mouth are like crazy.
Psychotic.
Like crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, I find this a little hard to believe, and sure, it turns out it's probably like completely untrue. Like and so, yeah, man.
I'll keep it as simple as I can keep it. I don't like that we live in a time where one person, for whatever reason, can actually damage another person's reputation with no proof, no evidence, nothing but a story. Somebody today could decide they're going to go tell a story about anybody, file a lawsuit, and you have created real problems for that person.
Yeah.
Whether there's anything to it or not. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, I hope Lorna bounces back.
I bet she'll be okay. This guy deserves some kind of punishment, though. If this isn't true,
like, I'm anti-death penalty.
Well,
but I don't mind it. Right now with this guy, like, I'm obviously joking, but like, you can't do something too harsh to somebody who like, you messed up somebody's life yesterday, man.
Yeah,
that's like that should be punishable. That should be punishable. You can you imagine what it was like to be that woman yesterday?
No.
The whole world thinking you are something that you are clearly not, based on what we know right now. The whole world thinking you are throwing around racial slurs and using a position of power to have a sex, like, what? That's what that's what the world thought about this woman yesterday.
Right.
Can you imagine?
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's not okay. That's not okay. Not the death penalty, but like, if there's a way to punish this guy, I'm in favor of it.
Yeah.
Put me down. Put me down on that side of it. Be back with Carry Out.
AZ's making money thanks to the new CBA.
Incredible stuff.
Her
Good stuff.
Rookie contract. She is projected to make $500,000 this year, and just in comparison, Paige made $78 last year, and Caitlin Clark made $76.
Anytime we get workers getting paid what they're worth, I'm all for it.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Get ready, Grizzlies fans. It is time for the Surfside Can Shuffle. Can you keep up with the cans and find Mac the Crab?
Grizzlies, take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP? Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz Gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years!
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
The Grizzlies are proud to team up with Prime Global Group, a company on a mission to redefine real estate investment. By leveraging deep experience, strategic insight, and robust resources, Prime Global Group is shaping a smarter, socially responsible future. Whether you're an investor or simply curious, now's the time to explore innovative strategies that align with your values. Join the movement and discover how you can be a part of this exciting evolution. Visit primeglobalgroup.net to learn more and connect with the team today. That's primeglobalgroup.net.
Presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners is coming back for the 2026-27 season. The Grizzlies are looking for the next lineup of Memphis creators to design limited edition Grizz garments in their signature style. Take your vision from the drawing board to the team store. Apply today to see Grizz Nation rock your designs next season at grizzlies.com/191collabs. That's grizzlies.com/191collabs. Now, let's do Carry Out.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
So the Sportico's annual rankings of WNBA franchises valuations has been published, and the top-ranked franchise, the story this morning at ESPN.com, in terms of value, what you want to guess? You guess.
I'm going to say that it is the Seattle Storm. How about the Golden State Valkyries?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
Ding, ding, ding. Sportico says the Golden State Valkyries are worth a whopping $850 million. How
about that?
WNBA franchise worth $850 million. And they still don't have to pay their players that much. Sounds like a nice business to be in.
Well, didn't that change?
Yes, it did change, but like,
it still wasn't good.
I mean, I would love to own a business worth $850 million and only had to pay my best player like $4 million.
Fair.
Yeah, I think the owners are still on the right side of this thing. It's just that league has just changed so much. Honestly, because of largely because of the arrival of Caitlin Clark. It went from a league for a bunch of years that most people did not pay attention to at all. It's just the truth. To a league that now, like, we might talk about it every day during the season at some point. Like, we won't do it every day, but there will not be a week of the WNBA season where we don't at least reference the WNBA.
Right.
And that's probably true for a lot of shows throughout the country. So that league has just changed so much. Maybe it hasn't balanced out quite yet, but yes, Golden State, WNBA franchise, it is worth $850 million according to a report this morning.
What's today's biggest game?
All right, Big Bet Bennett. We're going back. NBA playoffs. We got 3 more game 6s tonight. I'm going to take you down to Orlando. Pistons Magic. Detroit, 3.5-point favorite on the road at the Kia Center. 6 o'clock tip. Prime Video. How are you going to act?
I'm going to go with the Pistons. I think they're going to win this series.
You think the Pistons are going to storm back, tie it at 3-3 tonight, and then close it out?
Yeah.
At Little Caesars in a game 7.
I do.
Well, they are certainly favored to do that. Pistons minus 3.5. Bennett says lay the points. Tips at 6 o'clock. You can watch it on Prime Video.
What are we watching on TV?
Can I interest you in The Dark Wizard?
Sounds up my alley.
If I told you there's a show called The Dark Wizard, you just had to guess. What do you think that's about? What would you guess?
A evil wizard.
Yeah, I would too, right? But it's not that. It's a show about Dean Potter. You familiar with Dean Potter?
No.
Okay, Dean Potter. He was an American rock climber, base jumper, and highliner who invented the extreme sport of freebase. He invented freebase.
Okay.
Died at 43. You ain't gonna believe how.
He fell.
Accident. He had an accident, and so now he's dead. Happened at Yosemite.
I'm going to assume this is like a nickname or something.
I guess so. I guess they called him the Dark Wizard. But it's a 4-part series. It's on HBO Max. 3 of the episodes are already out. The 4th and final comes out, I believe, Tuesday. But if you're looking for something to watch and you are interested in anything I just said, I'm not personally. But if you are, Dean Potter,
okay,
the Dark Wizard, it's on HBO Max. You can stream it on the app right now. Do you, like, I always think about these guys. It reminds me of the Norm Macdonald bit about the crocodile hunter. You ever see that?
Mm-hmm.
Norm Macdonald's talking to, I think, Jon Stewart way back when, right after the crocodile hunter died. And they were like, you ain't gonna believe what happened to the crocodile hunter. And Norm Macdonald's like, I just assume the crocodile hunter dies at some point. You're a crocodile hunter. Like, can you believe the crocodile? Can I believe a person who decided to hunt crocodiles for a living? Something went wrong along the way.
He wasn't killed by a crocodile, though.
Isn't that funny?
He was a stingray.
I think it was something like that. It was less awesome.
Yeah, it got him in the heart.
That's a bad place to get got.
Yeah.
You know? So, but it's
I love the Crocodile Hunter, by the way.
Why?
I was obsessed with that show.
Okay.
Forever. Loved the Crocodile Hunter. I watched the newer show with his family, with Robert Irwin.
Well, I didn't mean to touch a sore subject with you.
Be respectful.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, okay.
But similarly to where, once you start down a career path of crocodile hunting, you probably ain't going to make it to 80. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Similarly, once you decide I'm just going to climb stuff and jump off stuff and, walk on wires and stuff. I mean, this fella made it to 43.
Pretty good.
But your life expectancy just got, your life expectancy just drops dramatically once you decide I'm going to hunt crocodiles. Bet you ain't going to make it to 50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to climb stuff and jump around and walk on stuff. All right. Don't mess up. Like when you mess up at your job, it just means you ask me, what are we going to read, when you should be asking me, what are we going to watch?
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. We get out of here safe and sound.
Yep.
You mess up at this job, you dead at 43. It's tough, isn't it?
It is.
Anyway, 4-part series. It's on HBO Max right now. You can stream it if you want to.
What's the best thing we've read?
Man, I don't know if it's the best thing we've read, but it is on the homepage right now. The worst team money could buy. The lowest moments of the Mets season so far. They lost again last night. They are the worst team in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
Very expensive, terrible baseball team. Probably be better at basketball than baseball at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you can find it, homepage, ESPN.com, if you want to read about. I mean, everybody should get fired soon.
You would hope so.
I don't hope for that, but I don't know how you avoid it at this point.
Right.
You can read all about it, ESPN.com.
What's going on this weekend?
Man, you kidding me? We're going to settle some Game 6s and some Game 7s. And then we're going to come back here on Monday. And then you know what it officially is on some level. We are inside lottery week.
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
We have this Sunday to rest. And then the following Sunday, it's lottery time.
Thank God.
May 10th.
The anticipation's killing me.
If one of my kids asks me one more time where the Grizzlies are picking.
I know. I get that question a ton, too. And I'm like, trust me, I wish I knew.
So where are the Grizzlies picking? May 10th, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
For the 50th time, May 10th. We'll find out on May 10th.
Yep.
Week from Sunday. We're inside lottery week on Monday. I can't wait.
Me either.
Hey, Bennett, you enjoy your weekend.
You too, man.
I'll try. And we're going to all meet back here Monday at 10. Till then, be careful. Be kind, be good. Rep your hood.